Hi guys, I'm Alexa. Today I'm going to be doing a quick little book haul. I've got 8 books to show you here, and let's just get started. First up, I have Douglas Adams' The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. This is the first book in a 5-book series. I'm sure that you guys have heard this one. If you've ever heard the reference, the answer to life, the universe, and everything is 42. That comes from this book series. It is a sci-fi classic. It's supposed to be really, really good. Next up, I've got Grimm's Fairy Tales. You guys can all basically expect what this is. The fairy tales in here are Little Red Cap, aka Little Red Riding Hood, The Rabbit's Bride, 6 Soldiers of Fortune, Clever Grethel, The Death of the Hen, Hans in Luck, Rumpelstiltskin, The Goose Girl, The Raven, The Frog Prince, Cat and Mouse in Partnership, The Wolf and the 7 Little Goats, Faithful John, The Wonderful Musician, The 12 Brothers, Rapunzel, The Vagabonds, The Brother and Sister, The 3 Little Men in the Wood, The 3 Spinsters, Hansel and Gretel, The White Snake, Aschenputtel, The Straw, the Coal, and the Bean, The Fisherman and His Wife, The Gallant Tailor, The Mouse, the Bird, and the Sausage, Mother Hilda, Prudent Hans, Clever Elise, The Table, the Ass, and the Stick, The Bremen Town Musicians, Tom Thumb, How Mrs. Fox Married Again, The Elves, The Robber Bridegroom, Mr. Korbes, Tom Thumb's Travels, The 6 Swans, The Almond Tree, Old Sultan, The Sleeping Beauty, King Thrushbeard, Snow White, The Knapsack, the Hat and the Horn, Roland, The Golden Bird, The Dog and the Sparrow, Fred and Kate, The Little Farmer, The Queen Bee, and The Golden Goose. I definitely recommend this to anyone who would be interested in this kind of thing. I was just casually browsing through the children's section of the bookstore and I found this and I definitely had to have it. Next up we've got Hyperion, which is another sci-fi classic. It's about, I guess, another planet called Hyperion, and there's some monster called a Shrike, and a bunch of like people or pilgrims like go out on this little adventure to find it. I'm really interested in reading this because I know a ton of people have loved it. Next is The Once and Future King. This is the story of King Arthur. I mean, I'm pretty sure it is. That's what it says on the back. It's a fantasy classic. So you've got knights and kings, and you've got Camelot and all of that good stuff. And it looks like a pretty thick book, but it's only like 600 pages, so it's not even a lot. Next up is Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson. This book, if you haven't already heard about it, is about people called Mistborns on another planet, in a different world, should I say. And 1,000 years ago, there was this really evil guy, and a hero, you know, tried to stop him, and he failed. And now the world is really desolate, and it's just not doing very well. And I've heard this book has a really cool magic system called Allomancy, and it's kind of like you ingest metals and they give you different powers from my understanding. But there's a ton of other videos that talk about this that give it a way better description than I can. Next up is Elantris, also by Brandon Sanderson. I'm definitely joining the Brandon Sanderson wagon. I really love fantasy and I heard that he's really, really great. I've watched a lot of his lectures about writing on YouTube and he seems like a pretty cool guy, so I thought I might pick this up. On the back it says, Elantris was a city of gods, and what power could have cursed it? So, to my understanding, there was some kind of curse put on the people of Elantris, and now they live forever, but anytime that they get like a little cut, they fall and they get a scab, something like that, it stays with them forever. So they're in constant pain. It's just not a good way to live. And I heard this book is really, really good. So I'm really excited to read it. The Lies of Locke Lamora, which is the first book in the Gentleman Bastard series. I've heard that this series is really, really good. It just sounds like a very adventurous, fun kind of book. It's about a guy named Locke Lamora who is an orphan, and I guess he just joins this group of what they call gentlemen bastards, and they go around thieving and doing all of this cool stuff. And I'm also really anticipating this book. I'm really excited to pick it up. And lastly, we've got a book that isn't really a fiction novel, but it's good for really like creative people, I guess. It's called 642 Things to Write About. And basically, like, every single page has like a few different things like to write. Like, this one says, tell the story of a time you lost an argument. Another one on that page is write a love letter to a person you dislike. And basically it has literally 642 things for someone to write about. This is really, really great if you're in like a writer's block, or you just kind of need to spark your creativity somehow. Just open this up and get your ideas flowing. And you know, one thing could lead to another, and you could think of a really good idea for a project that you're doing, or a film, or a book, or anything that you want. So yeah, that wraps it up, guys. I hope you enjoyed the book haul. I don't know how good it was because it's my first book haul. So let me know about some books that you guys have gotten recently, and I'll see you next time.